All of those decisions we just stole time from, we're going to spend on this one topic at the very end. And that's going to allow us to really focus our efforts to say, this is a decision that really matters.
Walk me through the second piece of your decision-making rubric so that you're crunching down the number of decisions that actually need to be made and how fast we do that. Walk us through that.
Very basic step-by-step process. The end goal here is to be able to steal a bunch of time from inconsequential things to spend them on consequential things. And if you can do that effectively, your decisions on the consequential things will be more thought out, and therefore you will not have to deal with the ramifications of a wrong decision in that area as often. Now, you're going to get them wrong for sure, but you will have thought through the decision before you make it to the point where when you get it wrong, you can now pivot from. So the first question that you have to ask, if you're deciding between two options, is there a clear benefit to one of them in the long term? And if the answer is yes, then just do that. Don't think about anything else. The sun's going to come up tomorrow, and you don't want to be in the business of trying to bet on long-term outcomes not occurring. Next, what's remaining? We now know that the things that are remaining options is not clearly better long-term. Is one of them clearly better short-term? If the answer is yes, do that. Because if it's the same long-term and one of them is going to be a short-term win, take the short-term win. Real simple. We've now carved out a huge chunk of decisions just by thinking through, is one of them clearly better long-term? Is one of them clearly better short-term? Now we're at a position where we don't know that one of them is better long-term. We don't know one of them is better short-term. The next question is, can we reverse the decision? Is it a two-way decision? And if the answer is yes, just pick an option. Because if it's reversible, just picking an option lets us start moving, and then we can get more information to shape our reaction to it. The amount of time people spend on reversible decisions is really staggering. Don't do that. Just pick an option and execute. Let's move through the framework a little deeper. So now, not clearly better long-term, not clearly better short-term, not reversible. Now the question is it really important? Because if it's not important, just pick an option and move on. So irreversible, then important. Then the next question is, can you make a better choice with more time or effort? Because sometimes the answer is no. We just don't know what more we can learn. Like, more information doesn't necessarily make the decision better. So now we get to the place where we've got decisions that are not clearly better long-term, not clearly better short-term. They're not reversible. They are important, and more information will make the decision better. The last question to ask is it worth creating that information? Are you going to have to spend 10 hours of your IT guy's time or your finance analyst's time to give you a decision that's 1% better? If so, don't do it. Just pick an option and move on. But if doing that, if thinking about it more, if gathering more information actually is going to allow you to make a material difference, that's the decision to spend your time on. All of those decisions we just stole time from, we're going to spend on this one topic at the very end. And that's going to allow us to really focus our efforts to say, this is a decision that really matters.